Hi guys. I've been ill, so that's why there's been no content, but I noticed a small growth in my subscribers and it made me so happy, so I put this together. Enjoy. Question 1. Do you worship the devil? The devil is a Christian thing, and witchcraft doesn't have anything to do with it. The craft doesn't actually have any kind of religion or god to speak of. It's the study of magic. It'd be the same as asking an alchemist if they worship the devil. Witchery, like alchemy, is an occult craft. A study. There's no god or devil in it. The difference comes when you look at how people practice the craft. Some do it entirely under their own power. Some choose to invoke the deity of the faith they follow. Something else to keep in mind is that Gerald Gardner founded a religion called Wicca in the 1950s. It followed the ancient pagan deities and included their magical practices, so someone who follows Wicca may or may not identify as a witch, just as a witch may or may not be a follower of Wicca. You might come across a witch that worships the actual Christian devil, but correlation does not equal causation. A witch can worship whomever they want. There's a whole load of extra stuff I could go into here, but if I did, this video would go on forever, so, like, subscribe and leave me a comment saying what you'd like to know and I'll see what I can do. On a quick side note, this channel recently hit 1,000 views. I couldn't believe it. This is huge. For me anyway. I'm super grateful for every single view, like, comment and everything else people do to communicate with the channel. Since we've finally gotten to 1,000 views, I decided to open a coffee account. It can be difficult to do YouTube without tools that work well enough to handle video editing and art programs, so if you would like to donate to support me doing YouTube, I'll put the link everywhere I can. Thanks for your time, I appreciate it, and on with the video. Question 2. Do you put spells on people? A witch can do all kinds of spells, and that includes putting spells on people. So yes, I can, and I do. But there are some very important things to keep in mind if you intend to cast a spell yourself. Some witches consider it deeply offensive to cast a spell on someone without their knowledge and consent. There's also the principle that what you send out comes back to you. Not everyone believes that, but if you do, you have to consider whether you want the spell's effects to impact you as well. That aside, I only cast spells that are beneficial to my friends and family, and I go about finding out if they're alright with it first. There are also curses, hexes and the like, which can get a little confusing because depending on the perspective of the witch, it might be justice, making it in fact, not a curse at all. This is all something I can make a video about in the future, so if you want it, you know what to do. One thing to keep in mind though, regardless of how you feel about spell work.
All magic comes with a price.
Question 3. Do you dance naked under the moon? Excuse you? It's pretty dang cold, and I have neighbors who really wouldn't appreciate looking out their windows and catching an eyeful of this. For real though, some might choose to, but personally, it's not for me. Power to the nudists, but I don't have that kind of confidence. I do quite enjoy moonbathing though, although for me, it's more like sitting on the back step and absorbing the atmosphere and moonlight. The night has an incredible, invigorating aura, and I look forward to a bit of moonbathing every month when I make the month's supply of moon water. Moonbathing, how to do it and its benefits to come in a future video. Question 4. Can a man be a witch? This is a question that gets a whole lot of backs up for a lot of reasons. Magic doesn't care what's in your pants or in your chromosomes. Yes, a man can be a witch, but here is one of the things that peeves people off. The name for a male witch is simply a witch. The media has long touted that a male witch is called a warlock. It's fun watching media as a witch, because occasionally, they'll get something right, but this is not one of those occasions. Warlock comes from an Old English word that means liar, traitor, monster and breaker of oaths. You can go and call yourself a warlock if you want, but another witch that hears you say that will think you're a noob. Question 5. Do you sacrifice animals? Heck no. That's a type of magic that I and many other witches don't go anywhere near. You'll find that most of us actually care deeply for animals, their rights, and their care, and would be horrified by the accusation. If you come across someone who's willing to harm an animal, then that's not a witch, that's a psychopath prior to diagnosis. There are differing opinions on using pieces from an animal that's been slaughtered for food, which for some witches, makes it more okay, but I'm not one of them. I stick to gems, plants and herbs for my spell ingredients. Then again, there is a branch of the craft called kitchen witchery, which may on occasion require animal flesh or bones, but for such things, there are no sacrifices or sacrificial magic required there. It's more like energizing food ingredients so that the finished meal has specific magical properties. Again, I can make a vid on that. Question 6. Do spells really work? That is a question, because it depends very much on the witch. For me, yes, my spells do work. When you're first starting out, your spells might not work, solely because you're not that experienced yet. Get some practice in and you'll quickly find your spells starting to work. Some people quit way too soon because they'll try their first spell, it won't work for one reason or another, and they'll get disheartened. Nobody learns a new skill and gets it perfect the first time. I'm currently learning to bake, and I've yet to have a jiggly cake turn out perfect, and I think I've made about 8 of them by now. My family are going to become nauseated from me just mentioning that I'm going to try again. Like anything, it takes time. Last question. Number 7. Someone said they cursed me. What now? There are a couple of ways that you can look at this. An actual witch probably wouldn't tell you that you'd been cursed. If someone does, they're either a lunatic or some power-mad newbie. Put it out of your mind. Now, if you feel you've actually been cursed, there are a number of ways you can go about nullifying it or even outright reflect it on the original caster. But this video's gone on way longer than my other videos, so if you want more information on that, you know what to do. Please also remember that if you want to support me, you can donate to my Ko-fi. So until I see you next, stay safe, stay blessed, and take care of yourself. Bye guys.